Well, we have some wonderful questions from your email input today. And so, Pat, to bring it on, let's start with Lisa, who says, help, I want to get married. Pat, do I sit here and wait for God to send a mate to my door or church?
Matchmaker, yeah. Find me a mate.
There you go, Yenta.
Hatch me a match, whatever it is. I think you've got to go out where people are. If you want to fish, you go where the fish are. I mean, where are the guys? I think
right kind of guys,
the
that's
right
hard.
kind. Yeah, you don't want to just show up at a singles bar where they're trying to hit on you. That's not the answer. But there must be church youth groups. There must be fellowships in the place where you work. If you're not working, maybe you get a job and you run into people in social settings. There are all kinds of clubs and organizations you can belong to if you're interested in. You can find people with same interest. And then, of course, we've got Christian Mingle.
I was just going to say eHarmony and Christian Mingle. I mean, they actually match you with people who have similar interests, and they are people of faith who share your faith background.
Well,
so
it's
an option.
I've never, when you go to school, you run into people of the opposite sex. I was in law school. My wife was at graduate nursing school, and so we happened to get together. I think that's one of the ways, so I wouldn't tell you to go back to school. There are many people, but if you want to get married, but I wouldn't just sit around waiting for God to drop somebody.
Mm-hmm. Or marry just anybody.
Yeah, or anybody, absolutely.
Okay, Pat, this is Cooper, who says, if a person lives his entire life in a place and never hears about Jesus and God, will he be saved?
The Bible makes it clear. Read Romans, I believe, the 2nd chapter. And you are judged, it is in light of privilege, action in light of privilege. Mm-hmm. So what is your privilege? To the Jews who had the full law and everything about God, they were held to a higher standard. To some bush native, he sees the sun rising. He sees his hand. The one man that was making idols, he said, people are worshiping these idols, but my hand made the idols, and I want to worship the God that made my hand. Mm-hmm. So he began to look for the true God. But God has placed inside of everybody's heart a desire to live for him and serve him. So, but it's action in light of privilege. To he that has the law, that we judge by the law. The revelation you have. But here in America, think how much revelation there is. There's preaching in every street corner almost. There's churches open all over the country every Sunday. There's books and tapes and records. I mean, there's nobody any excuse in America. So, but the others, that's the standard. Okay.
This is Kai, who says, my father is Buddhist. I told him that I didn't want to go to a Buddhist temple with him, and I told him that I'm a Christian, but he doesn't care. He says Jesus is Buddha, that Buddha is God, and that Allah is God. He says we all worship differently, but we all worship the same God. I want to tell him that Jesus is not like Buddha or Allah, but I don't know how. I know my father has authority unless it goes against God, but this is just ridiculous.
Well, he's lost his authority when he's talking about that. But let me tell you, Allah is not the same as Jehovah of the Bible. The God we worship is the creator of all the universe, and Allah is not. Buddha, to my knowledge, and I'm not an expert on Buddhism, but I don't believe he ever claimed to be God. He thought he was an enlightened one, but he was seeking nirvana. He never found it, but he said there's a time where there's a cessation of desire when you come into nirvana, but he didn't get it, so he sat out and starved himself and meditated and everything, but he never claimed to be God, so no. But Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Nobody comes to the Father but by me. And he said, I am God. I mean, he acknowledged his disciples who said, my Lord and my God.
There's power in the Word of God. Maybe showing that written word in the Bible to his Father would have some authority for him.
I think so, but no, you don't have to accompany him to a Buddhist temple, and he's wrong. And I don't know what else to say, but a lot of fathers are very opinionated. you know.
Really?
Yeah. Surprise, surprise.
I'm not saying a word.
Yeah, okay. All right. What?
This is Lonnie who says, I have heard from others that angels are only men. I do not agree. Based on Hebrews 1:14, angels are spirits from God. There are no male or female angels. Do you agree?
You are scripturally correct, but I must say in the Bible, they all have men's names. Michael is not a woman's name. Raphael is another angel, and they
Gabriel.
have Gabriel. They have men's names. My wife likes angels at Christmas, and she's got all these angels with dresses. I said, well, what are you putting dresses on those angels?
Maybe
It's
they're
just
robes.
robes, nothing. They're dresses. And I say, look, these are men. No, well, they're angels. But you're right. They do not have sex. And Jesus said, we'll be like the angels that neither marry nor given in marriage. So you're right in that. So, okay, whatever.
Okay, William says, there are several sites on the internet and TV that are claiming that fish oil will cause prostate cancer. What do you know about this?
Okay, I had prostate cancer, so I know about prostate cancer. I had my prostate taken out because I didn't want to have cancer spread through my body. A lot of people used to think that prostate cancer was caused by an excess of testosterone. Better research, as far as I can tell, says it is dihydrotestosterone that is causing prostate cancer. Well, it's an anti to testosterone. Testosterone is good and healthy, whereas some people, have been emasculated in order to cure the cancer, and it's wrong. They've got some study that came out of a few weeks ago saying, well, fish oil. But the cardiologists tell you that fish oil is good for your heart. And I take fish oil because I think the cardiologists are right, and I want to look after my heart. And it is very helpful, very nutritious, and it has the omega-3.
The good brain stuff, right?
It's good for your brain if you want to have a brain like a fish. Absolutely. Okay. So much for that. But I'm in favor of fish oil, and I just don't buy that statement. But I don't have a prostate, so I don't worry about prostate cancer. Okay.